Hey everyone, my name is Tom, and today we're going to go through my current coding flow with AI. So I've been a software engineer for a few years, so this is probably not the most beginner tutorial and workflow, but definitely something most people can adapt towards. So you might see a few logos here like Cursor, Claude Code, or OpenAI Codex, and a lot of these interfaces have become really popular to code with AI. And so today we're going to just go through the timelines of why all of this AI stack has changed, and then go into a workflow with an example of, say, an application that we build. So in terms of timelines, so in 2022, like GitHub Copilot came out, people were starting to use it slowly to just fix a few lines of code and things like that. And then ChatGPT 3 came out towards the end of that year, and it was like a Cambriatic explosion of, wow, you can do things with AI. And people started to use that with code. Cursor, I believe, was a company that launched around that time. And then in 23, I started to use Cursor. And 23, 24 was a bit of it was a good year, but it wasn't as busy as 2025. Claude 3 from Anthropic came out, and more open source models came out. And then this year, 2025, was like just so much AI stuff happened for developers, in that vibe coding became a term. And Lovable, Bolt, some of these companies were starting to come up in the media, and every like B2C and B2B app is like, hey, we need to use AI, we need to become this AI wrapper and use all these LLMs. And just, I haven't listed everything, but a few notable things is Gemini, Codex, Claude Code, and Opus 4.5, which we will cover. So 2025, a lot happened. A bit before that, things were happening, and this is my perspective of things were happening. I was using Cursor, but it was like kind of still part of my old workflow between VS Code and Cursor. The models were cool, but it wasn't my day-to-day baked-in system. But now it is closer to that. To transition into the stack, we've got a meme here of like whenever you use AI, that it used to say you're right, and it's always trying to agree with you. So just be careful of that when you're coding. Cool. So the stack I currently use is my IDE developer interface is with Cursor whenever I manually write code. And then a more popular thing these days is the TUI, or the Terminal User Interface, which is known these days with Claude Code, Codex, or OpenCode. And this is where we'll focus a bit more on. I won't cover skills, maybe for another video. But it's interesting how a lot of people are starting to use the terminal interface to code these days. And the stack, I'm pretty vanilla. I work in JavaScript, TypeScript, full stack. So a lot of the stuff that I use has been well documented and iterated on. So the LLMs understand how to use it, which is an advantage compared to, say, an older language or a newer language or a framework that we might be using. So these should be understood in what they do. I want to try Convex a bit more. And then LLMs. So LLMs and libraries, once again, I'm JS. So Vercel came out with the AI SDK. It's very easy. It's like npm install AI. And then we have, you just have to write the model, the prompt, and it's very easy. And then personally, for a unified interface for LLMs, I really like OpenRouter. Just get one key, and then you can explore all the models that they have, which is really cool. And yeah, prototyping, I use V0, which is also by Vercel, and Rourke for mobile apps, and then Conductor, which I think we'll probably use in this tutorial. So that's the stack. And then the most important thing, instead of just like, hey, build me this application, is the planning phase. And I'll give a few tips, and I'll go through how I do the planning. But if you go back to this timeline, I tried to like say do an Next.js app that does, habit tracking or whatever else back then, and it really hallucinated a lot. Nowadays, if you use Opus 4.5, it doesn't hallucinate as much, but it eats up your tokens like it did back then when Claude 3 came out. But you really need to plan. That's the whole journey that I've been learning, and everything has to be chunked down. Everything has to be, broken down into components and planned in the phases that the AI likes to call it. So yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so instead of just building a habit tracker or something boring, I wanted to do a bit more real life use case and build a dentist landing page. Sounds boring, but should be interesting to some extent. And we're going to add a voice agent to book some calls if we get that far. And the stack that I'll be using is Cursor, Claude Code, or maybe Codex if we run out of credits, Conductor for parallel process work trees. And once again, the most important is planning. So we're going to be breaking down the landing page and then running those in parallel work trees. And then we'll be working on the engineering stuff as well with work trees. So a work tree is kind of like a branch or a different, just think of it as like parallel tasks going. Okay, so we're going to use 11 Labs for the voice SDK stuff a bit later on. And London just found two dentists. So the hack or the workflow I have around front end and landing pages is I have this Chrome extension called Go Full Page. And what it does, it screen captures the website you're on, and you can download it as a PDF or a PNG. And then with that, I've done it with this and the other one, and I've also compressed it. Claude Code has a 10 megabyte file limit, so that's why I had to do that. Okay, so I'm going to create npx create an X app, and what we're going to do here is do Claude Code, and I'm just going to write what we want to do while it's running. We want to build a dentist landing page, identify what we want, what main components we want on the page. Data will be pseudo, what is required, just kind of like talking to someone who's doing it for you. Here are some inspiration formats. Okay. So CD into, I think it was dentist demo. Okay. So just clear that. What we want to do is run Claude. Okay. We're going to init it with this. So init is initializing the Claude stuff in the backend, or not backend, but in your repo of claude.md. So while this is running, we're going to open up Cursor. I have an extension to just make the color pop, so I remember like which window I'm using. Okay, so cool. It's whatever. Okay. Ideate on. So two things. Let's just double check our model. I don't know what it's still going. It's okay. It's on 4.5, which is good. And then first of all, let's go back to this. Okay, clear this. Oops. Okay, we need to add the files. So what I did mistake just then was mixing init with this. So you should just init, and then you can do things from there. Okay. So what this is doing now is it's trying to break down what we want, and then we're going to just let it do its thing. In the meantime, it's a lot of context switching. So if we go into here, why don't we just, yeah, PM dev. Okay. Okay, so this is what we have. Might be easier this way. And okay. Okay, based on this inspiration, header, hero, services. Okay, so we want kind of like a very minimal things. So we want the minimal set of components. So let's think about it. We want the header, hero image, show services, why us, some, yeah, we need the team, but testimonials, contact, footer, makeup data. Okay, this should be in plan mode as well. Okay, so this is, yeah, let's make the dentist beige and cream. So see how this is the different components that it's going to do. And what we want to do now is, like, if you ever looked at ASCII art, it's kind of like using like different, characters and making art. And I find it easier to prompt it to make components when it's front end facing with ASCII so that I can visually see it. So let's just go with what we have here. Okay, great. Let's start to plan in phases in each component phase. Show me ASCII format for header plus hero first. Okay, so we should worry about mobile, but for the sake of this, it's fine. Logo, called the bright. Yep, okay, contact. Smile. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Okay, let's start on these two components just to test it out. And I switched it to auto edit on because it's something quick and dirty that we want. So this will run in the background and let's see. We want to maybe start conductor. Okay, get in it. Okay, so this is conductor, which runs work trees in parallel. So think of it as different GitHub branches, but not really, like sub-branch. So yeah, this is a copy of it. So okay, so let's check back in here. Apparently it's done a few things. Okay, so it's okay. Sure, it's cream. This should CTA. Let's just make the CTAs black and visible. Okay. This CTA is in a black button with white text plus more prominent. Don't know why Command V is not working, but okay. Okay, this is compiling, so that's fine, that's fine. Um, okay, so this, the tailwind seems to be working. Okay, okay, next step. And I think we should soon enough be done with this. Like it'll just go through the component. It's not going to look super pretty, but it's something. And what we're going to start doing is let's call this the 11 labs test. Okay, I'm just gonna circle through it, let it do its thing. See, I haven't written a line of code yet, so this is interesting. Okay, so now let's spec out what we want with this 11 labs. We're gonna get a landing page, not as nice as this, but something of a similar format. And we kind of just want like a button, like book now, and it kind of does a chat dialogue and you can talk to it via text or voice. Let's break down this part. So we want like a primary book now button that allows you to chat via text or voice. Your features are to book an appointment, change an appointment, cancel, change/cancel, and ask about services. Let's just keep it simple like that. So we want okay, this is also on Opus 4.5. We could try 5. Let's just stick to 4.5. As a dentist landing page, we want to add a primary button. I think we need to push some stuff first. One sec. Okay, it's kind of fine, I think. It's very boring, but like I think we've done the first part of what it's trying to do and what it's trying to achieve. So I'm just going to push this. Sure, push feet landing page. Okay. And we don't have to use work trees, but I think it's kind of interesting in the way that you can use them. Conductor. Okay. So I wonder if has it pulled from latest? Okay. I'm just getting it from this one instead. So archive this one. Oops. We want to add replace the book now button with a voice/text agent that this features. This is to be powered by the 11 Labs SDK. So this is that, and the thing is, people don't read documentation anymore, which is kind of sad. But what they do these days is, okay, I think I'm going to go with an agent. I think this is what they want. Okay, LLM text here. And what you do is just copy the required stuff Um, and, and I usually copy the quick start for the latest documentation. Pooling, you can use like MCPs and stuff to get the latest context, but they don't always work the best. So therefore, I just like to copy Markdown and put it in. So let's just see like this work tree and how it goes. Okay, so sure, finish the rest. I think this is, yeah, let's keep it in plan mode. So yeah, essentially what we want is this to turn out to be like a voice agent. This is kind of boring. Do I have an agent ID? Create it for later. How should the chat interface appear when the user clicks? Modal covers the screen, floating widget, sure. Okay, so let's maybe just get an key. Pretty cool. Okay, it makes noises. I want the agent. Okay, it's already running a lot of stuff, and I haven't approved the plan yet. Okay, let's read this. Replace the book now button with an interactive voice agent. Sure. Ask about services. We're gonna put in the UI dependencies. It's already installed it. Okay. Voice agent button. It triggers microphone, book appointment, replace. All right. We just need to put the agent ID. Use conversation. So it's got some hooks. So let's open this. So this is Buffalo. Okay, npm install. So this is probably going to run on local 3001. Don't open. Okay. So this is still broken, which is fine. So we want to approve the plan. I need to add in a local env. Which one's Buffalo? Buffalo is this one. Okay, so let's just see how it goes. That we're approving the plan. It's going to make a voice agent component button, replace the buttons, and then use the environments, and then also use a hook to be able to call the functions. Okay. In the meantime, once again, think about it as like parallel processes that we're running. We have local 3000, which I think is done. It's not bad. It's a bit of slop, but it's actually not that bad. So yeah, that's that. So we can run that. It's running a few things. Okay, so local 3000 is pretty much done. Okay, so I'm gonna do the agent here and okay. So let's just call it blank agent test YouTube. Okay, oh, that's the ID. Okay. So let's just put that there. Don't know what happened. I think it just needs to restart. Okay, so I don't know. I haven't read the code yet. I'm interested to see it work. Book now. Okay. Allow.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi, I'd like to book an appointment to clean my teeth.
Certainly, I can help you with that. To book your appointment, could you please tell me your preferred date and time?
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day is a public holiday, and our clinic will be closed. Would you like to schedule your appointment for a different day?
Sure, maybe the 10th of January?
10th of January is available. What time would be best for you on that day?
11 a.m. would be great.
Excellent. So that's an appointment for teeth cleaning on January 10th at 11 a.m. Does that sound correct?
Yes, that sounds great. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Your appointment is now booked. Is there anything else I can assist you with today?
No, I think that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Cool. Wow. So that's what happened. We go over the voice agent. It uses the library. It uses one of their use conversation hooks. This uses a lot of the stuff from the quick start, adapts to light and dark mode. And I think this is just really the power of it. So let's just go back to Conductor and be like, okay, this works. So now we create a PR. And usually it doesn't one-shot or work as easily as this, but like that was pretty decent. There's probably some edits along the way, but I find it super fascinating how this is the flow of how AI is working. Oops, let's just pull request, merge it, just YOLO it. This is going to rebuild. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close Buffalo. Sure, save it. And I'll pull main. And then env example, rename it. There's 11 labs ID. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so we do need to npm install. Okay, so this is what we had on local, and let's see. Cool. Hi, how are you? Hello? It's a bit weird.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, I'd like to book an appointment.
Certainly, I can help you with that. What kind of appointment are you looking for?
Okay, so I think this works. And I'll make a recap of this now, of what we've achieved, etc. So the overall idea we had was a local dentist landing page, and then the stack that we used was with Cursor, Claude Code, and Conductor. And what we did for planning was really break it down and try and get inspiration from other pages break that down into kind of reusable components, and then plan that in ASCII so we know visually if the computer knows what we want it to do and what we want it to do. And then we can run that parallel in Conductor or just via Claude Code. And when it comes to engineering more SDK stuff, is that we end up using the latest docs. And that's just by copying the LLM.txt or the MD file from the documentation page and using the latest information with the LLM. So yeah, that's what we did. Feel free to ask any questions about the workflow. These workflows will keep changing over 3 months, 6 months time as AI development keeps improving. So yeah, definitely stay on top of that. Thanks.